Of days. In fact, a first week kind of forecast and then a late week forecast. The first thing this week is certainly the record heat or near record heat we're expecting the next couple of days, and even Wednesday looking hot, even though late Wednesday we will start with our chance for some late week downpours, and that'll be the case into Thursday, Friday, and maybe even the weekend. The main thing we'll be watching for is just a few of those downpours with some spotty street flooding that would be possible if we get those pretty typical big drenching rains of a couple of inches underneath these different storms. And as we know, that can cause some street flooding issues here and there. Right now, our temperature at 92, our feels like 107. This is at the airport. Our temperatures all around the area as high as about 95 at Gonzales and 93s at Mandeville and at Bogalusa. As we look at our feels like temperatures, they are as high as about 107, and that is where the heat advisory criteria begins at 107 plus for our part of Louisiana and Mississippi. A lot of heat warnings and watches and advisories in effect across the U.S. right now. And for our area, we are under that heat advisory until 7 p.m. and another one tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. for those feels like temperatures of 107 plus, maybe near 110, like we did see heat indices top out yesterday. Radar is showing that one small shower now getting close to some spots not far from Bridge City, approaching some of our West Bank locations and possibly skirting around New Orleans. So we may actually get some relief before our temperatures continue to soar this afternoon. So that might help out in spots. We do have a little bit of rain farther south, small spotty kind of showers. So our rain chance is there. It's 20% or so, but just a lot of us are not going to see the rain. And if you don't, you could have a high temperature near 96 like we saw yesterday. The average right now is, of course, lower 90s, 91 to 92 during the month of July. And then our record for today is 99, so we're not quite there. Our forecast, by the way, as far as those cooling showers go, you can see a few around this afternoon, but just not a whole lot as high pressure is in control. I'll show you in a second. And then tonight looks quiet, muggy and warm. And then tomorrow on your Tuesday afternoon, we start to see the scattered showers, maybe a little higher chance, 20 or 30% chance for a few of those downpours on your Tuesday. And then look at Wednesday. Looking ahead, we can see a higher chance for rain as we start to see some more moisture build back in. So our upper pattern over the next couple of days is definitely featuring the high that will actually be shifting. It looks like nudging northward just enough to let an easterly wave move across the Gulf Coast. Similar to last week, although we're not expecting tropical development, but it will be some moisture. And you can see this moisture circling around and crossing along the Gulf Coast from the east. Those deep oranges are indicating that deep tropical moisture that could fuel some of those scattered downpours. And our outlook for flooding rains, by the way, is going to be there. It's the marginal risk for flooding rains Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. And you can see that is going to be the case. It looks like over the next maybe Wednesday to Friday timeframe, maybe even into the weekend. It's not the highest risk, but it is the kind that we could see a few spots, the low-lying spots, the spots you know about that tend to fill up with water under these downpours. We're looking for maybe up to 3+ inches by the end of the weekend. Could see a bit of flooding rain there. Tropical outlook, we have this one wave way out in the Atlantic. This is the only spot highlighted from the National Hurricane Center right now. Low chance, 20% of development. And you can see it's pretty much fizzling right now as there's actually a lot of dry air out here. There is another wave that may follow behind coming off the coast of Africa this week. This one is also not looking very impressive, again, because we have a lot of dry, dusty Saharan air still out there. So not the best conditions to see tropical formation take off, thankfully, at this point in the Atlantic. We'll keep watching everything for you, of course, but it does look like we will be switching the heat and the rain. More heat, less rain at the start of the week today and tomorrow, and then that rain comes back. And a nice thing about the rain, you do have to watch for some flooding, but we do also get that really nice break in temperatures, maybe upper 80s for highs by Friday and the weekend.
Well, cocktail enthusiasts from all over